All right, so dinner time isn't far off. Have you already started cooking?
Well, wouldn't it be nice if your meal was all ready for you when you walked through the door? Here with a great recipe. In today's What's for Dinner is our crock star, Karla Westray.
You're our crock star with a K.
That's
and
right.
Karla is with a K. Not a coincidence here. What inspired the name?
Well, my friends have been a great support through this. They know how much I love using crock pots, and if I'm going to put food in a crock pot, we're going to have some good eats.
Yeah.
So with me pursuing this and getting to do this, they decided to change the crock pot to a K crock pot.
Very cool.
And you have to have
be
bling.
the biggest
You
bling.
have
This
to
is the
have
most bling I think we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. It looks
bling.
good. And you're ready to go. You've got a recipe here. What inspired today's recipe?
Well, you know, crock pots often have a lot of comfort food, like you said, cooked in them, but they're a lot more versatile than people give them credit for. You can do a lot of appetizers in them. You can do, now if you're a family that likes their food cooked separately, then crock pot, you may have to have more than one.
Right. You can do dessert even
Yes.
in a crock
There are
pot.
so many recipes and so many delicious things out there for crock pots.
Well, why don't we start with something simple enough? Chicken and stuffing. And this is what you're going to do today. So let's talk about some of the ingredients.
Okay. It's going to have boneless, skinless chicken breast.
Got down here. Do not keep your iPad in the kitchen with you. So we'll just
Well, you
put that on the
could,
shelf.
but just caution.
So go ahead and throw this together.
Are we going to do this? Yeah,
I'm
let's
going to
go to
have
town.
one that's already prepared for later
Okay.
for us
That's
to
good.
taste.
That's good. We like that.
This
All right.
one, this is a great crock, and if you go to crock-pot.com, they have so many cool crock pots.
Oh.
And there's so many different things that you can look at. If you notice, this one has the football thing on it. They have some that have teams on it. This comes off.
Wow.
That's cool.
Nice. So you can take it
So
anywhere.
you can.
They have the fancy
Whereas
stainless steel
this
version.
one lifts up, and you have to take it completely off. So if you're having a crowd, it's nice because you can push it back.
And different sizes, too, because if you're taking
Yes.
it to a party and lots of people are bringing stuff, you don't want to bring necessarily a really big one.
And crock pot on the website now, they have actually even a lunch crock pot that you can put
Really?
food in,
Yeah,
plug it
smaller
in.
size.
Yes.
And just like take it to work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay,
That's
so we're gonna
fancy.
put
You
some
are the
chicken
crock
in
star.
there.
You know all this stuff. That's good.
Gotta have it. All right.
All right,
You
so
simply
in goes the
layer
chicken.
in. Yes, this has been cleaned. It has a little bit of broth that I put over it just so that it kind of soaks up the moisture a little bit.
okay.
Simple as that. Then we're going to take our Swiss cheese.
And that chicken cooks all the way through in the crock pot? Really? All
You
right.
don't want to
Absolutely.
overcook it because then it gets dry.
Yes, but this won't get dry because of the
Okay.
ingredients that's in it. So for about every piece of, I just like to, the recipe calls for a piece of Swiss cheese for every chicken breast that you use. But I
We're just
like
going to throw in a
Just a
little
little
extra.
extra.
You're not going to hear any
We like
complaints
that
here.
too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have the cream of mushroom soup.
And you have the other cream of
chicken.
chicken soup.
And we need to put that in that bowl.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I am going to pour this cup of chicken broth over the top of this. It just adds a little bit more moisture to it.
Is that one
There
of the
again, so you
dangers
say it
since it's
won't dry
cooking for hours upon hours? You just have to make sure that it's moist.
Well, the great thing about a crock pot, because it seals in all the moisture to it so it doesn't release all that. And that's one of the things that's great about crock pots. It doesn't take a lot of moisture in it, and the meat itself that you cook in there and the food you cook will produce some more.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
All right, so we're working.
And the other
We'll be working on this, but you also have milk and then some basic salt and pepper
Yep,
too.
yep. You can salt and pepper it.
Do
If
you
you'll
try
hand me
any
that
other
milk,
spices? Oh yeah, here's the milk.
just for a little bit of milk to put in here, just kind of stir up the soup.
What I like this is that it's got a lot of different kinds of flavors in this, Karla.
And chicken breast and stuffing are ingredients that a lot of people like.
Yeah. Okay, so we're about out of time for this segment, so we're going to just mix this up
Yep.
and toss it in.
We're going to pour it on. We're going to dump the stovetop stuffing on top of that dry. A little bit of melted butter over it. We're going to seal it and cook it for about 4 hours.
Okay, on high.
No, low.
No, on low? Really? Oh, okay.
But then we have another process where we put the green beans on top and cook it 2 to 3 hours.
Oh,
So there's a part 2, and you have to stay tuned for that here on CI Living. Karla Westray, thank you very much.
Thank
She's our
you.
rock star, and you can check out Karla's
Thank you.
recipe online right now at CILiving.tv.
Coming up, the Dynamite Strings have taken the CI stage. Learn where you can see them perform in your community. Coming up next.
And outdoor wedding season is upon us. Stay tuned for a spring giveaway from a house of